Observe how we've experienced bearish climatic actions in the crypto ecosystem. You just saw Solana, but we've also seen it in Cardano, as well as in Polkadot, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. In this analysis, we're going to share with you what we're seeing inside the candles through an order flow analysis, where we've identified the strong hands to understand how they might want to protect their position. If you saw the video we published yesterday on YouTube, we were looking for bearish climatic actions across the entire crypto ecosystem. That's why we are evaluating these bearish climatic actions in the crypto ecosystem, as altcoins like Solana are working on a Z pattern. Hey, let it continue. Let it set a trap if it wants something like that. Now we ask ourselves whether these bearish climatic actions signal the end of the bearish excursion to take an impulsive move, or if it's just another stop along the way to continue falling. Now we're going to share our opinion with you. What's our preferred directionality? Well, now you're looking at the Bitcoin chart in its 4-hour time frame. Today we wanted to exercise removing the bias we've been working on correctly for weeks, where we had been expecting this move here that cryptocurrencies would continue to fall, even looking for bearish climatic actions that have occurred only to reverse later. Today, we've decided to challenge our work as we have no ego and believe no one holds the absolute truth. And if we're wrong about the next move, let's then evaluate if there's a bearish variant. So, what we did on the Bitcoin chart was to draw this creek and think of this entire range as a distribution, which would have already broken. The creek would have tested the structure. And now, it would be in a flat pattern because when we're looking for these types of structures, like a distribution that breaks a creek, we then look for a flat pattern, which is usually the final process before continuing its decline. That's why we've drawn this type of structure, forcing a bearish bias to see what we find. But what happens when we see this? Of course, it's an option, and we'll never know in advance with 100% certainty. So, we thought, how many times do we see a distribution, for instance, that breaks its flat pattern? And at the break of the flat pattern, we find ourselves at the extreme sweet spot of a deceptive market where the narrative changes, so why not consider that? Yes, we're facing potential bearish climatic action where this might be a trap, and we'll see if this point is the sweet spot where everything changes. Well, if we go to the order flow chart, let's zoom out a bit, and here I'll show you that this line here is the guideline of the flat pattern. They break the creek, revisit the creek, and all of this forms the flat pattern. We want to see how they've broken this flat pattern and examine what we find here with order flow. Let's zoom in a bit and see what appears. On one hand, in this candle, where the retail investor sees a red candle, we actually see buying activity. There's a significant bid divergence, unlike oscillator divergences, and this buying truly pushes the price upwards. Then notice how, within the flat pattern structure, selling occurs. These are traders looking to trade the breakout. In other words, they are betting on the flat pattern breaking down. Honestly, they did open the door, drop the price, and look what we see down here. We see a delta clearly oriented towards the bid. In other words, we are considering, I repeat, considering the hypothesis that at this level there is absorption. In other words, trapped shorts. I'll ask a simple question to know if these people are having a good time right now or not. These people are not having a good time at all. So, when will it be confirmed that there are trapped shorts here? Well, quite simply, in an ideal case, we don't lose the flat pattern structure. This was the sweet spot where the shorts got trapped, and after a recovery from the flat pattern structure, it doesn't return and goes up. That would be ideal. But we are prepared for any situation. Although these clusters might tell their story here, friends, we must be prepared for worse outcomes. If we suggest there could be trapped shorts here, the next question is, when do we discard this hypothesis? The answer is very simple. If the price comes and attacks the area of trapped shorts and this zone is breached, then the hypothesis of trapped shorts here would be discarded, fueling further bearish continuations. Therefore, the macro hypothesis in which we've experienced a bearish climatic action in crypto to reverse the market, in the hypothetical case where we lose this zone that I've pointed out on the traditional chart, would be discarded. So, what can we tell you? We are optimistic. Basically, as long as these levels between $65,000 and $64,620 are not breached, we can remain positive. And hey, if this recovers, it's even better. We would then be talking about the classic accumulation in a structural trap zone that would recover and perform a test. So, have we already experienced the final climatic action? Are they going to want to attack it to see if it defends? Now it's very simple to follow up with all the information I've shared with you. All right, let's move on to Ethereum. But before that, we would like to clarify something, especially from yesterday's video. No one should worry about their tether. The fact that Europe, with its MiCA law, will make Tether UST illegal in Europe does not mean your tether is in danger or that Tether will lose its peg to the dollar. There's no connection or sense in that. This law will simply require exchanges wanting to comply with Europe's MiCA law to eventually remove UST from their platforms. Does this mean you will lose everything when your trusted broker removes it? Absolutely not. Does anyone think that will happen? They would all be imprisoned. It makes no sense. What exchanges will basically do is, each at their own pace and when they choose, will notify users that, from a certain date, all their USD will be automatically converted, for example, to USDC. Do you think an exchange will complicate things for its users over this issue? No way. They will make it easy and straightforward so you don't even notice. Obviously, the problem lies with the exchanges and the stablecoin issuers, not the users. And your USD within exchanges like Bitget or Binx or any other exchange is safe, so you shouldn't worry at all. I hope this clears things up. Regarding Ethereum, we see a distribution process here which has been followed up with this supply line. By the way, we're in the 4-hour time frame here. Ethereum has brought its distribution to institutional target 1, where we see it has already reacted. So, let's see with order flow what's happening here in this drop. First, let's give importance to this recent low. As they have done a micro cleaning, I think it's clear. So, what do we want to see? In this very aggressive bearish climatic action of Ethereum, we identify some clusters of high transactional volume. That's why we are going to give importance, especially to the POC of this entire bearish attack. As long as this cluster, these potential, though not guaranteed, trapped shorts, in other words, absorption. If the price attacks and this is defended, it will remain valid. Therefore, we can look for a significant upward push. However, if we lose these levels that I've shown you in Bitcoin and now in Ethereum, the idea of expecting a big reversal after the bearish climatic action would be discarded. See how powerful it is to understand the footprint, reading to track institutions, to understand if we see one thing or another, to expect one event or another. From there, we make good decisions, which we do within Crypto Insight. Now let's analyze other altcoins with order flow like Solana, Cardano, and Polkadot. But before that, welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity.
Let's now analyze Solana in its 4-hour time frame. Notice how after this distribution process, they have reached the institutional target. And here we are going to zoom in to show you precisely how reaching the institutional target has been very precise. Look at the bodies of these candles. Now, returning to the 4-hour time frame, we see the distribution process, the drop, and the climatic action we were evaluating. This climatic action is very pronounced in breaking through the defense zone we had marked. Let's look at this same chart in order flow. Notice how after the sharp drop, we encounter a lot of volume. Here we can identify this cluster, which we have marked as a point of control. Why is this? In this area, clearly there are buyers. So while remaining positive, we must pay close attention to how the price will react to this level. If we see that this level is broken and not respected, we will continue to consider that the price will keep declining. If not, and the price is respected, then we can consider that the bullish impulse will gain a lot of strength. Returning to the chart, how can we follow up here? We are evaluating the climatic action in the form of a trap, having broken a key defense zone, and our point of control will now be the cluster we have identified in order flow. Therefore, if we see the price break this barrier, 132, no one will be defending the price in this area, so we will expect the price to fall. Otherwise, we will continue to remain positive. What are we seeing in Cardano? Analyzing its 4-hour time frame, we remain in the wedge of the Z. As always, the Z came to impact a very relevant structure. To show you, switch to a daily time frame where we can see this creek belonging to this accumulation process. The Z hits this creek, meaning it revisited the breakout origin. Now let's return to the 4-hour time frame to analyze what is happening and what levels we need to monitor. Moving to the order flow chart in the same 4-hour time frame, we can see what is occurring. We have identified this price level, 0.37. Here we can see that during the drop, there was a lot of volume. This is the point where we see the highest transactionality. Can we see trapped sellers here? Well, we cannot determine that yet, as the price has not reacted enough to draw conclusions, but by monitoring this level, we will know later. So we have our 0.37 level, and we will see how the price reacts at this. If they manage to respect it, the bullish impulse we are considering, which might break the wedge of our Z, will gain a lot of strength. Conversely, if this level is is not respected, it means no one is defending this level anymore, and the price will gain bearish strength. What is DOT telling us in this story? Let's look at its 4-hour chart. Here we can see how this drop, observed in all assets, manifests here as a structural trap, being below the last low and having broken a key defense zone. Keeping the same time frame, but zooming out a bit, we can see that the point where the drop halted corresponds with the POC of the preceding reaccumulation process. What level should we monitor in DOT? Switching to order flow, we identify these high volume clusters. Here too, will these sellers defend the zone to prevent the price from falling below it? If they defend the zone, we will see a strong bullish impulse in the price. Zooming in a bit for better visibility, we see this blue rectangle, which represents the clusters we have identified in order flow. So as mentioned, will they respect the zone? If the zone is respected, we could expect the price to take a strong bullish impulse. On the contrary, if no one is defending the zone anymore, we could expect the bearish movement to continue. If you enjoyed this advanced technical analysis, let me know in the comments. Also, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you don't miss future analyses. Share this video with your friends and other trading and cryptocurrency communities so more people can improve their trading. Good luck with your positions and see you next time.